evening. We have returned to open session at 6:06. Our attendance will be led by pledge allegiance to the flag by Kimberly Ortiz Rorimer Elementary School.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may say.
Nice job.
Thank you.
CEO.
That's right. Very good.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. There's no closed session report tonight.
Correct. Nothing to report out. Correct.
Okay, next item is Rorimer Elementary School Spotlight Report. Dr. Nogales, Rorimer Elementary School Principal, and Mr. Buckmeyer, along with students, Zanisha, Correct, and Gamen Castillo, will provide a brief report highlighting their school. Please.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Great. Okay, good evening, Mr. Chang and members of the school board, Mr. Venegas and Mrs. Gonzalez, welcome. Good evening, Dr. Mitchell, members of the cabinet. As already mentioned, I am Dr. Celia Munguia. I'm the principal here at Rorimer Elementary School, home of the Royals. So first and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge and thank the Rorimer staff who work tirelessly every day to ensure that students and their families are well, academically, socially, and emotionally. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You are amazing. So today we're going to be sharing our spotlight video, which was produced and edited by Mr. Lopez, our computer tech. And then you'll hear from our three royal speakers. We will hear from Janessa Paredes, who will be talking about her experience in virtual learning. You'll be listening to Jamin Castillo, who will be talking about his experience in the dual immersion program and what it is to be biliterate. And you'll be hearing about our programs and what we hold for maybe for the future from Mr. Buckmeyer, who's our TOSA. So without further ado, we're going to start with our video. I hope this works. I'm a little nervous about technology, so if I can share my screen. Do I have access to that?
Yes.
Let's see. Can you see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Let's see. Welcome to Rorimer, home of the Royals. My name is Dr. Munguia, and I'm the principal here at Rorimer
emotions and dialogue. And afterward, we all celebrate underneath authors. Reading is a superpower, and during reading workshops, students are learning strategies that independent readers use to interact with the text. They are learning to think critically about characters, plots, and themes. Our focus for this year is math workshop, and the goal of math workshop is to uncover and expand students' mathematical understanding. During this time, teachers use math routines and word problems to give students opportunities to work with numbers and math concepts in a flexible way. Just like with teachers, students work collaboratively because when we listen, ask questions, and engage in thinking, we all grow and learn together.
Here in Rorimer, California, PBIS Distinguished School. Last year, we were acknowledged with the 2020 Community Caring Award for our positive behavior interventions and supports. Here in Rorimer, we follow the royal way. Staff and students both strive to show that they are respectful, responsible, and work to build positive relationships with each other and within the community. Students and staff are acknowledged on a monthly basis for following these traits, and students are able to celebrate whether with their entire class or individually at our monthly assemblies.
My name is Natalia, and I'm a first grade dual immersion teacher at Rorimer Elementary, as well as a dual immersion coordinator. We at Rorimer are so fortunate to offer a dual immersion program in Spanish for students from kindergarten through the 6th grade. This is a unique educational model where your child can learn how to think, read, write, and communicate in 2 languages. We provide a well-rounded biliteral education that includes social cultural competence. We prepare our students with those biliterate skills to navigate 2 worlds and to be able to obtain careers requiring multilingual skills. Part of being a school with a dual immersion strand is celebrating and appreciating cultures. We learn about cultural traditions like Dia de los Muertos, Chinese New Year's, and we dance in our big end of the year kermés and enjoy our performance from our own very own ballet folklorico. Rorimer has a college-bound focus. Research shows that if students are exposed to college at an early age, then it is likely that they will go to college. That is why knowing about the different colleges available and acquiring those college readiness skills for better success in college is important. College awareness and the teaching of those vital skills are taught in every grade from TK through 6th grade. Students learn, for example, how to persevere, collaborate, set goals, mentor, and communicate. Further, each class forms a partnership with their college and learns from guest speakers and or college visits. This year, our 5th grade poets attended a virtual field trip to Whittier College.
There are also opportunities for parents throughout the year to get involved. We have canon education classes as well as family nights for students, parents, and staff come together as a normal family. There are parent-student dances and events, movie nights, concerts, STEAM night, and our big end of the year kermés.
Hi, my name is Enrique Lopez, the Computer Lab Technician at Rorimer. Our students use the computer lab to refine the digital skills needed in their academics. At Rorimer, we are fortunate to have 6 different types of robots to help students learn all about robotics and apply all that they are learning in the classroom. Reading, writing, math, and teamwork are all essential skills needed to comprehend how to program robots. Rorimer has many events and programs to offer. Let's listen to some students share their favorite experiences here at Rorimer.
My favorite event is going to be going to Dad. I like going to Dad because you can build relationships with your dad and show your your dad and do a lot outdoor activities like making bracelets and coloring and much more with your dad. And also there's really nice donuts. You can pick whichever donut you want. Well, I hope you see it. Bye. One of the events that happen every single year, and it is movie night. Movie night is basically when the school puts on a movie. Like family members can come. You can bring whatever you want, blankets, chairs, and then teach those apart, participate, which is amazing. You get to spend time with your family, and there's also tons of food and drinks like popcorn, tons of snacks, and lots of other drinks that there is. I hope you enjoy. Bye. El program that I took part in was Cocorico. Cocorico is a Mexican dance that was fun and had traditional music. Cocorico was a good way to learn about Mexican culture, and that is why I enjoy being a student at Rorimer. Today I'm going to be telling us one of my favorite events here at Rorimer, and it's called the Kermesse. The Kermesse is another way of saying carnival. The Kermesse is very huge and filled with a lot of fun, board games to play, and a lot of good food. One of my favorite dish there is very duck and seasoning. When you guys go, that should taste good. One of my favorites is a fresh fruit. At recess, the ladies bring the fruit, and some of them are things we have never tasted. It is important to try new things. And that is why I like Rorimer Elementary fruit and vegetables. So yeah, bye.
There are many exciting school-wide programs, family events, and a rigorous educational program that promotes literacy and diversity. On behalf of our Rorimer staff, I would like to thank you for joining us. Please call us if you have any questions. Again, I'm Dr. Maria, principal at Rorimer Elementary, and my door is always open. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. And now you'll be hearing from our speakers, our royal speakers. We have Janessa Paredes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Janessa Paredes, and I am a 5th grade dual immersion student at Rorimer Elementary. What has helped me be successful during virtual distant learning is my teacher, because she is always there to encourage us and is very helpful when I or other students don't understand something. And when other students or myself are shy, we can message her in the chat or through email for any help on something. It may also be hard because at times we all have Wi-Fi problems, but working together and communicating, we always figure it out. Something else that has helped me be successful is my parents. My parents have been great at helping me succeed during the pandemic. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, Janessa. Now we have Hamid Castillo.
Hello, my name is Hamid Castillo. I want to share with you a little bit about my school. Dual immersion classes at Rorimer Elementary have helped me a lot with the purpose to help others. I remember when I was a little boy, I watched English TV shows, but I didn't understand much because I can only speak Spanish. This became my motivation to learn English, but I didn't want to stop speaking Spanish, so I wanted to be in a class that taught me both languages. When I started preschool, the teachers only spoke English, so I was kind of disappointed. In kindergarten, I started learning to speak, write, and read in Spanish and English. Learning two languages has taught me a lot. For example, learning English has given me the opportunity to help my parents with doctor's appointments. Sometimes when my mom needs to write back to someone in English, I can help her write the message. I've also helped them at the store, the library, and asked for directions. Another opportunity that being bilingual and biliterate is that it gives me the opportunity to help my brother with his English homework. Now I can enjoy English TV shows and movies. I can laugh and have a good time with my friends. Learning the academic Spanish has helped me as well. Even though my family speaks Spanish, that does not mean they speak it and write correctly. My dual immersion class has taught me the proper way to communicate in Spanish. For example, I can independently write cards in Spanish to my family to encourage them when they feel down. Also, I can have a conversation with my grandma in Mexico. Being bilingual is going to help me in the future to get a job where both languages are needed. I will be able to communicate and work with more people.
Gracias. Thank you, Jamin. Thank you. Now we have Mr. Buckmeyer, our school TOSA.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, or having us, I should say. Good evening, board, cabinet, Dr. Mitchell. Hope everyone is well. I just wanted to highlight a few of the things that Dr. Mangia, our wonderful students, and her video showed with you guys this evening. I wanted to start off by acknowledging our wonderful teachers for continuing their hard work throughout the distance learning. Our teachers have invested many hours in developing the workshop skills needed to produce the reading and writing workshops in the classrooms. They've also spent a lot of time working with students, pinpointing where they need help, and providing them with targeted intervention and tutoring. Again, I'd like to say thank you for that and appreciate all their hard work. First, we wanted to talk about the excitement of our dual immersion program. Our program is growing each and every day. It's providing our students the opportunities to be biliterate in both English and Spanish and give them the 21st century skills needed to succeed. We're also excited to get back to our college bound and our flag assemblies. It's a wonderful time for our students and staff to come together, celebrate our accomplishments, and it's always fun to see the kids root and holler for their classroom adopted colleges. That leads us to the progress that we've made with our PBIS implementation. We've quickly gone from bronze to a gold recognized school, and we're very proud of the steps that our staff and students have made in showing respect, responsibility, and especially building relationships amongst our school and our community partners. Along with that, we have a very robust robotics program that has really led to some great things. We're very excited that we're able to offer age level appropriate robotics for our students in kinder through 6th grade. It's allowed our students to learn more about engineering as well as coding. This has led us to form our first robotics team that was able to compete in the first ever robotics competition held by the district last year before dismissal. It's also led to the creation of our Science Olympiad team. We have a team full of kids raring to get back at it and show everybody what they can do. We're very excited to get the kids going back with that. We also have our choir and our ballet folklorico. These are awesome opportunities for our students to get to indulge in the arts and as well as learn more about cultural aspects. You also heard one of our little ones talk about our fruit and vegetable program. And as lighthearted as it may sound, it's an awesome opportunity for our students to not only learn about fruits and vegetables that they might not regularly have, but actually get to try them. It's quite an experience when the fruits and veggies are there. And with that, we also have a community garden that we're very excited for our kids to get back to. Each grade level adopts part of the garden and grows their own produce to share with the community. It's a wonderful opportunity for kids to get outside, to get their hands dirty, and to learn more about some of the things that they consume on a daily basis. Last but not least, we're just excited to get back to celebrating with our students. In the video, you saw clips of our flag assemblies, you saw movie night, you saw a little bit of our big end-of-year kermesse. The community loves our kermesse. It's something that our staff, our students look forward to the entire year. It's a chance to reflect on the year, to celebrate all together, and to show off everything that we've done. It's quite an evening, and we're very much looking forward to having the opportunity to put that show on again and to invite the community in to celebrate with us. We hope that when the time is right, that you all are able to visit, to get to experience and witness a lot of the positive things that we're doing here at Rorimer. And hopefully we get you all the chance to come and attend our kermesse and have a little bit of party at the end of next year. Again, thank you everybody for your time. It's nice to see everyone, and stay well.
Thank you to Kimberly, who led us in the flag salute, Janessa, Hamid, Mr. Buckmeyer for representing Rorimer School, and parents for assisting. Thank you for having us today. I appreciate this opportunity to share a little bit more about our school, and we hope that you can visit us soon, and we look forward to seeing you all here at Rorimer. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Munguia. Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, Lee. And Janessa, good job. Thank you. The next one, superintendent report, Dr. Mitchell.
Perfect, thank you. So this evening, I'm going to start with recognition. There are some students from Rowland High School as well as community member that I want to recognize as part of my superintendent's comments tonight. And so starting with Rowland High School has an International Baccalaureate Association club. And the COVID-19 pandemic had nothing on this team of mighty young ladies from Rowland High School. So we have Brianna Daxrock, Daniela Guevara, Suda Shaki, and Kathy Shong, as well as Brianna Zara. And again, they are members of the International Baccalaureate Association Club. And while we have been in remote learning and stay-at-home orders, these young leaders knew that many of our community members and students were experiencing hardship and wanted to give back, especially to the community that they live in. This team reached out to the Family Resource Center and came up with a plan to provide socks and hygiene kits to students in need. The International Baccalaureate Association Club worked diligently to raise money and receive donations. And thanks to their efforts, the Family Resource Center is very well equipped to provide hygiene kits to the end of the school year and through the summer to our students and families in need. So I wanted to thank you ladies for all of your hard work. That was an excellent thought in terms of thinking and giving to others during this time of need. So thank you very much. I also want to recognize the Rowland Heights Women's Club. So in May of 2018, a group of committed women from our Rowland Heights community came together to form the Rowland Heights Women's Club. Ms. Bonnie Buenas holds the position of First Vice President of Dean, helps to lead a group of 18 dynamic women to support the needs of the community and make it a better place for all who reside here. This year, Ms. Buenas and the Rowland Heights Women's Club worked with the Family Resource Center to gather over 400 pairs of socks for the students in Rowland Unified. These socks were a much-needed item as 111 of our students were provided with new shoes and socks thanks to this donation. The socks from the Rowland Heights Women's Club allowed for each student to receive multiple pairs of socks instead of just a single pair. We are very thankful and grateful for the help of the organization, and we look forward to future endeavors and partnering together to serve the needs of our community. But thank you very much, Bonnie, for your donation and for your leadership of the Women's Club and supporting the students of Rowland Unified School District. You're quite welcome. I also have some amazing news that's fresh, brand new news. Yesterday, a senior at Nogales High School, Lester Mananejo, was surprised by being the recipient of the Edison Scholars Program winner. It's a $40,000 STEM scholarship for high school seniors, and he is one of 30 scholars in the Southern California region who have received this award. In addition to this achievement, he's also been accepted for a full ride scholarship to the Harvey-led college. We're very, very excited for Nestor and very pleased. This is the second year in a row that a student from Nogales High School has received this Edison scholarship. So congratulations to Nestor and to Nestor. As you know, as a board, we are preparing to welcome our students back for in-person support beginning on April 26th. Students are able to return to campus for the support 1 or 2 days per week. Teachers have been and are continuing to recommend students to attend for additional support. And parents can also request to have their child participate. It's important to note that it's not a drop-in program, and parents need to inform the school if they are interested in having their child attend. As we welcome our students back, safety for staff and students is our primary focus, and the campus and classrooms will look different than when our students left in March of 2020. When on campus, students will notice the following changes. Distancing dots have been placed on the ground in the line areas to assist with physical distancing. When greeting both staff and friends, students are encouraged to wave or do air high fives. And
we know that that's going to be hard to resist. Students are going to want to get closer, but we're teaching them ways in which to greet. The number of students per classroom will be limited to 14. Students' desks all have plexiglass dividers on each of the desks. The student desks will not be placed any closer than 3 feet. However, all of our desks right now are distanced at 6 feet between students throughout the classroom. Students will be kept in stable groups when possible, and students will be asked to keep their own school supplies for safety reasons. There's no sharing of school supplies. Needed supplies will be provided for students. We've already purchased and have already in our warehouse in anticipation of this. Supplies in the bags for individual students that will stay in the classroom, so they won't be sharing materials and supplies with each other. All non-essential furniture has been removed from the classroom, allowing maximum space for students and staff. A lineup and waiting procedures to meet physical distance guidelines have been put into place. Routes have been designated for students to enter and exit campus. Food will not be eaten on campus unless it's medically required. Parents have been asked to provide lunch and food for their student before they come, so they'll eat lunch before they come to school. Face coverings will be required for all students and staff, and so we have face coverings that are available should a student or staff member need an additional one. Our buses are all equipped with PPE should a student need a face covering on while in transportation, as well as at any time on campus, covering their nose and their mouth. We're also have information provided for parents to, prior to sending their child to school, to evaluate the health of their child by asking questions of, does the child have fever, chills, cough, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing. And for the health and safety of everyone, we are asking that no child comes to school if they are feeling ill or have a symptom of any illness. Prior to entering campus, students will have their temperature checked with our thermal scanner. It's an FDA-approved screening device, which is a non-invasive and very quick walking through. You've seen a video of what that looks like. When they arrive at their classroom, they're provided with and expected to use hand sanitizer as they walk through their classroom. Each of our classrooms have been equipped with a touchless hand sanitizer so that they can use hand sanitizer, as well as there will be hand sanitizer available in common areas across campus, and for students when they're leaving campus to be able to use hand sanitizer as they exit to go back home as well. Daily cleaning of our campuses will continue to be a high priority. Student classrooms will be disinfected, surface wipe downs daily and during the day before use by any additional groups of students. And a Clorox 360 electrostatic spray will occur twice a week in all classrooms and all areas on campus. During the day, high-touch areas such as doorknobs or handrails, countertops, dispensers will all be disinfected on a 2-hour rotating basis. While this is a broad overview, school principals will be providing more detailed and very site-specific information to families that will be coming out next week. So there's a tremendous amount of work that's also been done with our air conditioning units and for the air quality. And so we are excited for the opportunity to welcome our staff beginning April 26 for some in-person support as we continue to slowly re-engage having our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. Move the next items to the board representative report. The first one is the Santana High School. We will receive a report from Santana High School DSP Representative Mark Cablé.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Mitchell. My name is Mark Cablé, and I am here to share with you an update on the happenings that are taking place at Santana High School. We celebrated St. Patrick's Day with a fun poster that reminded students to eat green, wear green, live green. We also sent out a St. Patrick's Day crossword puzzle to homerooms that had them writing out all the things green on their crossword. With students returning to school for the afternoons on April 26th, ASB has put together a video so students, parents, and staff will understand the new guidelines that everyone will need to follow while on campus. We hope that our video will help everyone understand how to navigate around campus as we gradually work our way back to a new normal. Santana sent out a parent survey right as we left for spring break to see who was interested in sending their student on the on-campus in-person afternoon sessions starting the week of April 26th. We received 43 responses from parents. From those who responded, 21 parents were interested in sending their student back for support. We will have the front office call those parents who have not responded. We received our fundraiser hoodies and t-shirts yesterday, and we have distributed them to our customers. We want to thank our customers for their support and patience as we have navigated this venture during this pandemic. It has been an adventure and a learning experience for sure. On April 9th and April 13th, May, a counselor from Pacific Clinics will teach ASB different mental health strategies that we hope to share with the Santana student body. The last time she visited us, we learned the value of setting goals for success in life. ASB would like to extend our best wishes to you all. We hope that you and your families are staying safe and healthy. We thank you for your continued support of Santana High School. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Mark. Let's move to the next school, Nogales High School. Daniel Vincentino, Nogales High School Senior Class President, will provide a report.
Hi, hello board. Thank you for having me today, to the board and to the superintendent. Currently, ASB is working on some spirit posters for both the cheer team and the football team for this Saturday's game. We are very excited because we're finally able to do some spirit work for our teams, as well as we're working on senior sunset, senior sunrise, and senior movie night. We actually got our senior movie night approved today, and we have it set for April 28th. Our vice principal, Mr. Archibald, has sent out emails to all seniors for voting on a movie and just for registration on who's going to attend. I've texted a few friends. We're all excited for this. We're finally going to be able to have an event for the senior, as well as ASB is working on our social media platforms, presenting our leadership roles for the upcoming year, making sure that the new leaders for next year know that what they're going in for, what they're supposed to do for next year, and just try to do their best for the upcoming school year. As well as Noble News is always there. We're working on new additions to put on so students and teachers and parents know what's happening in our school. We're also working on a video that highlights athletics and the school campus for the students returning April 27th. And that is all I have for you guys today. Again, thank you for having me this evening and have a great afternoon.
Thank you, Daniel. The next item is Rowland High School. Josette, Rowland High School ASB Speaker of the House, will provide the report.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Mitchell, and members of the audience. My name is Joseph Singh, and I am the Speaker of the House for Rowland High School. Beginning with a recap of the month of March, ASB released its 4-part Renaissance Assembly videos aimed to recognize and award students for their academic excellence from the first semester. These videos were shown each Wednesday of the month in the third period homeroom classes, and students who received a 3.0 GPA or higher in the first semester received a custom sticker. Awardees received their stickers and certificates and medals in the hideout on Wednesdays. On the 24th, the seniors held a Build Your Own Sunday event where students received pre-packaged cups of ice cream. Seniors who bring a rejection or waitlist letter from their colleges received an additional cup of ice cream. Rowland continues to make community service an integral part of its extracurricular programs. Clubs continue to host collection drives for local shelters. Students continue to volunteer to read children's books in the elementary classes at least once a month. And last month, ASB crafted Easter goodie bags for the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. Moving on, we'd like to congratulate our Rowland dance team for placing 5th at their national competition just a few weeks ago. This was the very first year that our dance team competed. given the fact that our team was only allotted just a few weeks of practice for both virtual and in-person competitions, it just goes to show how talented and dedicated our performing arts groups really are. Speaking of performing arts, our show choir will begin to attend virtual competitions this month, and we are very eager to see them succeed. Moving on to our athletic programs. All sports teams are busy practicing and playing games or matches. Football, basketball, swim, tennis, cross-country, softball, baseball, track and field, badminton, and wrestling are all in season right now. Now, although students have not been able to attend games and support Rowland High School athletes, all of our student athletes are still very, very grateful to have this opportunity that none of us did a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, the volleyball and water polo teams were not able to have a season this year, but the teams are conditioning and preparing for next year. This year, we will not be able to have our normal senior athlete nights, but ASB is trying to organize another method to where our senior athletes can be recognized for their dedication to their sports programs at Rowland High School. Now, moving on to ASB events for the month of April, Rowland High School will be having its first online book fair spanning from the April the 5th to the 18th. It will be administered completely online at athomebookfairs.com, and students will be able to access this link through the Rowland website or through their Google Classrooms. Additionally, Rowland will be offering mental health awareness opportunities sponsored by the LA County. One such activity is youth counseling for juniors and seniors. This is a one-year commitment for students aged 16 to 21, where students are asked for their input on various contemporary topics such as anxiety and depression. In addition, Rowland High School continues to host its own Wellness Wednesdays through our counseling department. Now, because we were not able to have a homecoming last fall, a royalty court was designed to combine both the homecoming and prom court activities. Rowland ASB revealed its royalty court for this year's prom yesterday on April 7th during the third period homeroom check-in video. Next Wednesday's video, which will fall on the 14th, will feature dances performed by the court members themselves, and online voting will take place from that day, April 14th to the 16th. The winners of the Junior Prince and the Junior Princess will be revealed the following Wednesday through a video on April 21st. And on April 27th, the senior class will be hosting a dual event, which will be a drive-in movie alongside the coronation of the royalty court for the senior class. The night is named Drive Through the Decades, and Disney's Incredibles 2 will be the movie that the seniors will be watching. And the following day, April 28th, a video will be released showcasing the crowning of the senior queen and king. Rowland students are very, very excited for these upcoming events and are hopeful that with just 2 months of school left, that they will be able to look back on this year and not dwell on what could have been or the things that they missed, but reminisce and cherish the memories that they were able to make. With full support from the district, Rowland ASB will persist in trying to make such memories possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Josette. Thanks for the report. That concludes the student report. The next item is public comment. Written requested to address the board. Dr. Mitchell, any comments?
Yes, we do have public comments this evening.
Yes, hello, board members. Our first speaker is Sharyn.
Just one second, Gina. Mr. Chen still has an item to read, and then we'll introduce our first speaker.
Please note the public is welcome to provide comment to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended or limited by vote of the board. A maximum 20 minutes unless extended by the board without each subject discussed. The Bryan open meeting regulation under which the board must operate should not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up that are not on agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following the comments. Now we're ready.
I apologize. Our first speaker is Ms. Sharyn Sigler.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Mitchell, cabinet, ARE members, and the RUSD community. My name is Sharyn Sigler, and I'm the chairperson of the ARE bargaining team. I'm joining you this evening to present the initial proposal of the Association of Rowland Educators for our upcoming negotiations. ARE remains deeply committed to providing the students of Rowland Unified with an outstanding educational program that offers a wide range of learning experiences, solid academic curriculum, and opportunities to succeed in a collaborative and nurturing environment. The association chooses to open the following articles: existing memorandum of understanding and appendices for the purpose of negotiating a successor agreement. Article 7, hours, duties, and work year. ARE proposes improving the learning conditions for all RUSD students and working conditions for ARE bargaining unit members. Class size, Article 8. ARE proposes improving the educational opportunities for all RUSD students by strengthening the provisions of this article. Article 13, health and welfare benefits. ARE proposes an increase to health and welfare benefits commensurate with comparable districts. Article 14, salary schedules and rules. ARE proposes an increase to compensation in order to attract and retain the strongest educators committed to providing an outstanding instructional program and services for RUSD students. Article 17, grievance procedures. ARE proposes updating language regarding grievance procedures. Article 21, concerted activities. ARE proposes changes regarding concerted activities. And lastly, Article 24, site-based decision-making. The association proposes updating language regarding extra duty assignments and other paid non-classroom assignments. Thank you for your time this evening. Have a good evening.
Yes, hello. Our next speaker is Josette Flores.
Good evening, Superintendent Julie Mitchell and the board. My name is Josette Flores, and I am a parent to 3 children that are in Rowland Unified School District. One of my children entered preschool special ed autism program back in 2014 at Northam Elementary. He had a wonderful experience with his teachers and aides. I have a concern now regarding my new preschool special ed, the preschool special ed program located at Hollingsworth. I have an incoming preschooler that will be testing in this coming fall for services. The same level of services and safety are not the same as they were for my son back in 2014. For some reason, an executive decision before Dr. Chincup was made a couple of years ago to move all of our preschool special ed children and relocate them to one school site, Hollingsworth Elementary. This area is where all of our preschool special ed children are excluded from other school sites for the purposes I have yet to hear be of benefit to the students' social, educational, and mental health well-being. I am here to inform you that this particular site where our most vulnerable students in the school district are housed is not in the best interest. I'm going to be sticking to the subject on the safety and health issues we are dealing with at this school site. There are 5 portable classrooms that have up to 12 students in each classroom that share one staff restroom. Each of these classrooms do not have their own adaptive restrooms attached to the classrooms. This is possible since the other school districts, Killeen and Northam, back in 2014, had their own restrooms. Also, if one of the restrooms is occupied, our instructional assistants have had to take our preschoolers to regular class restrooms, the regular school restrooms, and change them standing up when they have defecated in order to prevent them from getting a rash. Many of our students are nonverbal and require frequent trips to the restroom. If a student has extreme behaviors, a restroom trip can take up to 30 minutes long for one staff. There are unsanitary portable sinks in each classroom. These instructional aides are having to dispose of this dirty water and get fresh water from the front office hose. All these concerns listed above were not an issue before they relocated to the preschool special ed program. If the district cannot make this necessary improvements, improve the standards for preschool special ed children at Hollingsworth Elementary because it's too costly. then the preschool special ed program should be moved back to their original sites. At this point with COVID, I'm very concerned with the health and safety of these vulnerable children. I look forward to seeing the changes in this upcoming fall semester. Thank you.
Dr. Mitchell, can you get a copy of those concerns and respond to the board?
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Our next speaker is Brandon Ileden.
Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I'm commenting as a community member and parent of a Rowland Unified student. Firstly, I want to thank the teachers and staff for working so hard during virtual learning. During the emergency board meeting on March 16th, I listened to comments from over a dozen special education teachers and staff that voiced legitimate concerns regarding the board's decision to pursue in-person learning for special education students during the ongoing pandemic. Despite compelling and clear explanation by staff of the health and logistical issues that would be created by that decision, none of the board members addressed these concerns in a relevant or convincing manner. In fact, the board subsequently made the decision to widen the scope of in-person services. I asked the board to consider the realities regarding the coronavirus pandemic. It is an airborne virus transmitted largely by respiratory droplets and aerosols. Transmission of the virus can occur even before an infected individual has begun to exhibit symptoms. In an indoor, close-quarters environment such as a classroom, short of personal protective equipment and atmospheric controls more akin to laboratory and healthcare settings, transmission of the virus is not a small statistical probability, it is a guarantee. The CDC estimates that between February and December of 2020, about 14.5 million children between 5 and 17 years old contracted the virus. In the same time frame, the CDC estimates about 12.4 million developed symptomatic illness, and about 100,000 children were hospitalized for severe COVID-19 symptoms. Keep in mind, these statistics were generated when a large part of schools were closed. While vaccines have been created, they are not yet available to children. Further, the continued spread of coronavirus due to a lack of a clear, effective, and long-term public health response and vaccine distribution plan in this country and others has led to the generation of variants and mutations that may challenge the efficacy of these vaccines. If this district, as well as the tens of thousands of school districts across the nation, reopen schools for in-person learning while we are still in the middle of the pandemic, then I fear we will not see the end of it for the years to come. I will end my comments by referencing a peer-reviewed article published last November by the Journal of Nature. In a review of the effectiveness of 46 distinct government interventions in mitigating the spread of coronavirus, school closure ranked second. The effectiveness of school closure was exceeded only by the cancellation of small gatherings. While Rowland Unified is not a public health agency, in light of this pandemic, make no mistake, your decisions have tangible and real public health implications. Thank you for your time.
Yes, board, that is our last speaker.
Second is public hearing. The purpose of public hearing is to provide members of the public the opportunity to be aware of and to comment on the initial proposal of negotiations between Rowland Unified School District and the Association of Rowland Educators for the 2021 and 2022 school year. Topics to be negotiated include Article 1, term, Article 7, hours, duty, and work year, Article 8, tax size, Article 13, health and welfare benefits, Article 14, salary schedules and the rules, and the district proposed to create a new contractual article for the purpose of establishing a new online school as an option for students beginning in the year of 2021-2022 school year. Members of the public wishing to provide comment on the initial proposal may do so by raising your virtual hand. The public hearing is open at 6:55.
Yes, we have one raising her hand, Prabhati Krasniel.
I'm sorry, that was an error on my part. I apologize.
Oh, sorry, that's okay. At this time, there is no raised hands.
The public hearing is closed at 6:56. In the next item, the discussion action item. First one is the text adoption. Can I have a motion? And the second to adopt the California Inspired Science Textbook for all students in grade 6A. All motion.
I'll second.
And Freeman second. Discussion? Yes,
I know David mentioned it last month, but I also went to the textbook review, and the California Inspired Science 6 through 8 integrated by McGraw-Hill had a 4-minute video to introduce the book. In the video, it showed pictures and videos that was so engaging. There is access to a Spanish student edition, and also there are editions for students that are reading below grade level. I was very impressed with it. I'm glad the teachers had a chance to use it and suggest that this would be good.
I just want to follow up with Ethan saying that response to the feedback is very beneficial. There's a lot of feedback from the teachers, and the video was excellent.
Any more questions? For roll call votes, Freeman?
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Malcolm? Aye. Eric Venegas? Aye. Chairperson's aye. 5-0, motion carries. Thank you. The next item?
I just want to ask that when we're speaking, just elevate our voices just a little bit. With our masks and something. Elevate just a smidge bit. Okay, perfect. So I want to make sure the audience can hear your conversation, your comments.
Thank you. 7B, fourth adoption, IB Mathematics. The motion and the second to adopt the courses, International Baccalaureate Mathematics Application and Interpretation HL higher level, and International Baccalaureate Mathematics Application and Interpretation.
Second.
Agnes, second. Discussion.
And I just want to say that in the past, we heard from teachers concerned about some of the textbooks being outdated. And on tonight's agenda, there's quite a few textbooks being recommended for revision, for updating. And like this one says, remain relevant and rigorous. And so we listen and we're taking action to make the textbooks current and relevant.
More questions? Okay. Roll call vote. Freeman?
Aye. Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Malcolm?
Aye.
Eric Menegas? Aye. Harrison, aye. 5-0, motion carries. Thank you. For the next, the course adoption, biology, and living growth. The motion and consecutive adopted course next generation science and endeavors in physics, biology, and living growth.
I'll move.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Maybe second. Discussion? No question. Clarification. These are these assignments are along with the NGSS, more the next generation science. So this standard and the common core standards, what is it? Common core standards. What do they do?
So the next generation science standards are a different set of standards directly aligned to science curriculum. So they get adopted after the common core standards.
We know votes. Dr.
Aye.
Agnes?
Aye.
David Malcolm?
Aye.
Eric Menendez? Aye. Kevin Chen? Aye. 5-0, motion carried. Thank you. The next item is the declaration of need of fully qualified educators. I need a motion and second to approve the declaration of need for fully qualified educators.
I'll
second. Menendez, second. Discussion? Okay. No problem.
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Nelson? Aye. Eric Menendez? Aye. Everything aye. 5-0, motion carries. The next item is 7E. Need a motion and the second to adopt the initial proposal for collective bargaining between Rowland Unified School District and the Association of Rowland Educators.
I'll move.
Donna move.
Second.
And a second. Discussion and questions. Roll call. Don Freeman?
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Melton?
Aye.
Eric Menendez? Aye. Everything aye. 5-0, motion carries. Thank you. The next is 7F. Need a motion and a second to receive initial proposal for collective bargaining from Association of Rowland Educators, ARE, to Rowland Unified School District.
I'll move.
Donna move.
I'll second.
Eric second. Discussion? Questions? Roll call votes. Don Freeman?
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Melton?
Aye.
Eric Menendez? Aye. Eric Chen? Aye. 5-0, motion carries. 7G, 2021-2022 Board of Education meeting schedule. Motion and second to approve Board of Education meeting schedule for 2021-2022.
I'll second.
Second. Any questions?
We struck that one with the day.
Yes, it has been corrected.
Any other questions? Okay, so roll call votes. Don Freeman?
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez?
Aye.
David Melton?
Aye.
Eric Menendez? Aye. Eric and I. 5-0, motion carries. Thank you. 7H, resolution number S0202113, Teacher Appreciation Week and date of the Teach May 2021. Need a motion and a second to adopt the resolution 202113, proclaiming the week of May 2nd to the 8th, 2021 as week of the teacher and the Wednesday, May 12th, 2021 as day of teacher.
I'll say.
Second. Discussion. Question.
We have a couple of these resolutions tonight. It's kind of just in a line where we recognize for 1 week. I feel that we recognize all of our staff entire time, and this is like a little special recognition. 1 week. But we're very fortunate for all of you such a dedicated group of employees, especially this past year.
And the teachers that work so hard to learn distance learning. Oh my gosh, this is the first year that I'm happy I'm not a teacher. Because I don't know how many viewers, but they're doing a great job.
Are we anything special for accepted?
So there is the resolution, and then each school sites also do things. We normally have our employee dinners and
No questions? Roll call votes. Santana.
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez.
Aye.
David Malcolm. Aye. Eric Menendez. Aye. Terry Chen. Aye. 5-0. Motion carries. Thank you. So 7I. Then any motion and the second to adopt resolution SO 2021-14 for Plain Wednesday, May 12, 2021 as National School Nurse Day. I'll second. Every second. Questions? Discussion?
What did you say discussion?
Any discussion? No? Okay.
Well, I just wanted to thank the nurses, our heroes. I mean, with this pandemic, the doctors, nurses, I just can't believe all they're going through. They didn't sign up for this, and they're putting their life on the line. And our nurses are really hard.
This is what pandemic, all this stuff.
Not just to the nurses, but the frontline workers. That's awesome.
Votes. Don Freeman.
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez.
Aye.
David Malcolm. Aye. Eric Menendez. Aye. Terry Chen. Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. The next item is 7J, resolution 2021-15. I need a motion and a second to adopt resolution SO 2021-15. Campaign week 16 through 22nd, 2020 as best advised school employee.
I'll second.
Sorry, Agnes. Second. Any questions?
Just want to reiterate about the importance of all possible school. So, possible employee. I'll work. How hard it is to be at work, especially this time of pandemic. They're the front possible as well.
Is it year 2020 or 2021?
It's 2021. So that is an error. No, it was 2021.
Oh my. This year is May 16 through 22nd to 2021. I read one so those are kind of
Still in discussion? Yes. Okay, good. I just wanted to say there's so many on CFDA. We're talking about technology. Thank you, Victor, for making this possible. You know, the bus driver, the aide, the secretary, I know I'll forget a million because there's so many. And then they stepped up to give out food for our family during, when you mentioned, during the pandemic. I mean, they're there always working really, really hard. Every single department of CFDA. So hats off to you guys for working so hard, and thank you so much. You are very much appreciated.
Any more comments? Roll call votes. Don Freeman.
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez.
Aye.
David Malcolm. Aye. Eric Menendez. Aye. Terry Chen. Aye. 0 motion carries. Thank you. The next is consent calendar. We will approve all of the items in consent with exception of any items that were pulled for separate discussion and action. Need a motion and a second for consent calendar.
I'll move.
Donna move. I'll second. Every second. Discussion?
No discussion.
No discussion. Roll call vote. Don Freeman.
Aye.
Agnes Gonzalez.
Aye.
David Malcolm. Aye. Eric Menendez. Aye. Terry Chen. Aye. 5-0 motion carried. Okay, next items of board comments. We start with Eric.
So I want to, as usual, acknowledge our three presenters tonight, Kimberly, Janessa, Ben, and Mark, Danielle, and Joseph. So I really appreciate you turning on your cameras, talking to us, and doing it live. That's not easy to do, and I appreciate that. Also very excited to be here in person. This is the first step of getting back to being normal. I'm excited to be here in person. Looking forward to having the children on campus coming up very soon and seeing performances by our students as well, once that's available. Thank you.
Thank you. Anna?
Oh, well, okay. Great presentation by Rorimer Elementary, and during Dr. Mitchell's superintendent report, we're really happy to know about the IBC students, those three making hygiene little things for all the students that are in need all the way to the end of the year in summer. How wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And also Nogales High School student winning the Edison Scholars Award and a Harvard full ride. That was very impressive. I'm glad you shared that with us. On March 16th, we had a special board meeting. I wanted to thank all 25 people that came to speak to let us know their concerns. I also want to thank the 313 people that attended this board meeting virtually. Thank you so much. On March 25th, we had a study session where the Educational Services team did a presentation about this school year, what will change on April 26th, summer school and school in fall. It was very informative. Great job. Gina sent a link to the KNBC TV Channel 4 news segment that aired Friday, March 19th about RUSD's kindergarten care and Connect program and author series. It was amazing. Way to go, K teachers and students. Melina Enriquez from Santana High School won the district's oratory contest. She represented our district at the ACSA XB oratory contest. I listened to her speak. She did a fantastic job. Some events I attended since the last board meeting were the RUSD certification program student presentations from Mr. Culinarius senior seminar class from Nogales High School. They were outstanding. Students were in patient care and technology career pathways. I enjoyed being a judge and filled out a presentation feedback form. These students were so professional. I learned many things. The topics students wrote about were mental health for teenagers, the effects on teen pregnancy, eating disorders, the benefits of shopping small, autism awareness, types of diabetes, what can birth control do for teens, and a hybrid bicycle. Amazing. The following week, there were more presentations by Nogales High School, Rowland High School students in Mrs. Manipian's and Mr. Colmenarius' senior seminar classes. The topics of their presentations were the methods and designs of an efficient 21st century home, which I am ready to buy one. They are incredible, these students. Modified solar power fan, self-help tax website, Tax 21, education versus coronavirus, and Golden State accounting firm. Again, the students were amazing. Victoria, the principal, and my board, the assistant principal, were there virtually also. And students were very excited to come back to school. And usually they show us their portfolio, we get to see them and talk to them. And this time it was done virtually, and it was excellent. I really enjoyed it. The kids were talking like they were already in the profession. I attended the virtual writing celebration at Your Vida online. Lydia Narcisi introduced Ryan Lee to Mrs. Garcia's TK class and Mrs. Necko's special day class. Ryan told everyone that he worked for Disney and he was part of the Magic Storytelling Group, which teamed up with Your Vida. Lydia said that all the students will receive 3 books after spring break. He read 2 books to both classes. All the students seemed engaged. It was very special. April 26th is approaching very soon. Our schools will be open, welcoming some students and staff. It is an exciting time for our district. Thank you to everyone who had a part in making sure that everything will go smoothly and safely at all of our schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
I'd like to congratulate Rorimer for a wonderful presentation. I know those Janessa and Amin did a good job, so are the teachers. Congratulations to Rowland High School IB Club for your good community work. Rowland High School Women's Club. A special mention to Bonnie Vegas for their thoughts. Of course, Nogales High School, congratulations to the student recipient of Edison, $40,000 scholarship, being on its second year. I'm really proud of Noble. Thank you so very much. I'm happy to meet Mr. Venegas in person. That's the first time I've seen him in person. He interviewed me, and then of course we had some more meetings. But it's so nice to see everybody in person, look at them in the eyes, and just have a social interaction with them. Hopefully the students and the teachers will have the same feel of warmth that we feel in this room that we have now. It's not the new normal, but it's going to be. And I really appreciate the cabinet superintendent Mitchell for doing a wonderful job for this plan that we have given to them for the in-person support. Thank you so much for that. And for all the teachers who have done an excellent job. Come April 26th, we are all in this together. It's not the new normal. It will get better. And we just have to work together and be in it together and just look at the positive side. This is all for the students. And the students are our goal, we are educators. And thank you so much.
Yes.
You know, I don't think I write down these words of wisdom I get from the students when they present. And two of them tonight, one from Rowland High School. Do not dwell on what could have been, but let's look at what we did do or accomplish. And the other one from the young lady from Rorimer. We had internet problems, but we were able to resolve them together. And, you know, we all, as adults, would follow their lead and we'd be much further ahead. The other thing I noticed was that the International Baccalaureate group, Rorimer, the Rowland Heights Women's Club, and they all did accomplishments, but beyond that, they showed support for social values. They either collected food, socks, or shoes, or whatever, and they're helping out those that are less fortunate now. And I think, you know, academics are very important, but social values, I think, are just as important if you're going to make it later in life. And I think it's great to see that going on. I don't want to repeat everything Freeman said on the CPE project, but I did want to highlight this two of the presentations. One was the one that was on mental health. They did a whole presentation on the issues of mental health and distant learning, and it was an excellent presentation. And I think it's something that, you know, had some good recommendations and good findings that we could all benefit from by watching. And the other one was on, what was it on? There's also a presentation on diabetes and being recently diagnosed as being a diabetic. I really appreciated that information. I got more information from them than I got from my doctor, so I hope they don't bill me for it. It was one, I asked the group on diabetes, I said, what do you think about nutrition and diabetes? Because I'm not very good as far as nutrition is concerned. And they said, this is when they were going to school, when asked what they felt about nutrition and diabetes, they responded, the fruit lady in the cafeteria makes sure that we take fresh fruits and vegetables before we leave that room. Nutritional services, there you go. Watching out for our kids. I also attended the Rowland High Key Club service event. Talk about service. They got together and they made placemats for local senior centers. And there were placemats that had words of encouragement on them, such as, you know, you're doing a good job. We hope that your family, you know, sees you soon. And just, you know, words of encouragement on the placemats. And then they sent them placemats to use when they eat their meals. So again, it's our students reaching out into the community for social need. I went to this was so fantastic. I
I could talk for an hour on this. I won't. Oswald Academy Living Museum. I mean, that was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. They took us through history, through social events, and they were dressed in the era of the individuals. They had Jackie Robinson, Lucille Ball, which was really funny, Thomas Edison, and Amelia Earhart, and they're actually dressed as if they were those people. And a lot of them, they actually decorated the space around them to resemble their living room or where they would be speaking from. And they talked about these individuals. And what they did is they took history and brought it to life. And it was just great. I'd never seen anything like that before. The amount of time and energy to not just to decorate the area, but to develop the costumes that they were wearing. And they weren't like, throw together costumes. They actually depict the area of the costumes. So it was just a great event. I also participated in the 2021 Hate Crime Summit that was chaired by Alex Villanueva. And I thought it was an excellent summit. We talked about what can be done locally regarding the hate crimes that are going on in the community. And I strongly feel that if we implement, as suggested, the ethics class for all seniors or for all schools, that will help increase sensitivity for our students to be more sensitive to the needs of others, and not just the needs, but the differences in other people. But it was a very good summit. Really enjoyed it. Kinderfest. It was great year before last when it was in person. Watching the kids interact and do different activities. This year was a little bit different because they were doing it virtually, but they got goodie bags when they signed up, and they got backpacks with little elephants on it. So I thought they made the best of the situation given what we had to deal with. And the turnout, there was over 200 families that logged in. It was a Saturday morning early. So I thought, that's 200 potential or more kids in there. So I think Kinderfest is a great program, and I really thank everybody who supports that. I know it's not an easy project, especially this year, but everybody who supports putting the goodie bags together and everything, it was great. And then finally, on the final thought, yesterday I watched the Channel 11 special report on Rowland Unified School Program for Distant Learning and the special section on the author reading project. I don't know if anybody else saw that on Channel 11. One person put it on Roland Buzz, and within, I'd say, 6 hours, they had over 100 responses. And this morning, they're at 185, I think, of those responses. And they were thumbs up, hearts, and then 21 comments. Way to go, Rowland. You're doing a fantastic job. It was one of the greatest segments to see on TV that just highlighted what we're doing in Rowland Unified and how we're being creative. When I say we, I mean the staff. I wasn't part of it, but how the staff is being creative. I've never been prouder of Rowland Unified and its staff and students. I say staff because there was over 100 employees that made this program successful, and I can actually start naming the whole 100. I think Carrie will gavel me if I did. So I have to say thank you to all 100 employees or plus that made it possible. As the newscaster stated, they really thought outside of the box at Rowland Unified to solve the teaching issues caused by the pandemic. It gave a new meaning to it takes a village to raise a child. We can all learn from this experience. We are all faced with many challenges since I've been on the board, but these have been the biggest challenges in my life this past year. I received many letters from teachers, and I've heard many different opinions on how to solve or minimize the problems of students not performing up to their abilities. I want to thank all the students, but especially I want to thank the teachers who
who have written me. I am sad that the teachers have issues that they feel that aren't being resolved. But I feel that by taking time out of their busy schedules to write us, that we'll be able to better understand what their concerns are. And together as a team, we'll be able to open the door for conversations to resolve these differences. We are here to serve our students and their families. We need to keep our focus on the students' needs that at many times will be different than our needs. And we need to appreciate that difference. These are uncharted waters, but I will never consider an option that will negatively affect the safety of students or staff. Safety of students and staff is primary. We need to work together as a team. We cannot face challenges divided. Yes, we may need to make changes as we move forward and as we learn from our experiences. But where we are now, to remain there is not an option. Thank you.
Thank you. That's my turn. I'm so excited and grateful we finally returned to board. And that's the indication of we are returning to normal. We are partially returning to normal tonight. Especially Victor, Mark, and Captain Joe and your staff, Gina, they worked so hard to make this happen, make our meeting tonight smooth. It's not easy. It's much complicated than I thought. I was here yesterday to check the facilities and make some arrangements of the tables, the tables have to opposite each other. They had to go. They had a lot of efforts to make it, the videos, the sounds, everything, every small item, make the chat, they all it works because this meeting is public and so many people watching this. And they can't come back to work, but they have to stay virtual, but we have to make everything work for this meeting. So thank you, Peter, and everyone make this perfectly. Yes, and I see the hope, and hopefully we'll go back to the normal life pretty soon. I think. And secondly, since David, you mentioned, yes, I attend the county meeting on Tuesday, and I submitted a written comment to support. There are two items. This Rowland County Supervisors meeting, the item number 5 and 55. I support 55. Item number 55 is the proposal proposed by Supervisor Janice Hunt. The proposal is to install the panels on Colima Road from Hacienda to Rowland for this section. So a group of residents met with Supervisor Hunt 3 years ago and requested for the county to do something for stop the hate crime or any crime. So the supervisor responded to that request, made a proposal to that provide aid, fund the project, study disability for installing cameras on Colima. So that's good news for us to help the city. So I'll respond and see how it goes and Josette will install. So everyone, thank you for your and meet tonight. That's what we're going to do. Okay, let's go to the next item. Yes. Join the meeting and in the motion to the meetings. I'll second. I'll give you a second. Discussion. Okay, roll call. Okay, we know how. Now, agreement? Aye. And this. Aye. David Malcolm? Aye. Eric Menendez? Aye. Eric Ken? Aye. 9-0, motion carries. meeting that joined 7:30.